What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved. My name is Splattercat, and I'm happy to have you here today as we hang out for a while. Oh yeah, meet Cheeky Beaky. There he is right there. That's the bird that we started training in the previous episode, sorta. So the one that oh look, his little butt wiggles. That's adorable. So anyways, we were training a bird in the last episode. He ended up getting eaten by a saber-toothed tiger that like spawned out of nowhere. Like seriously, I was standing there and it appeared like right in front of me, and then it was like, I'm gonna eat this giant bird. And I was like, no, he's asleep right now. You can't murder somebody while they're sleeping. It's dishonorable. And he was like, I am a kitty. I have no honor. And he destroyed it. And so unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect it, but I got that one during the stream. And so now we've got ourselves a flying friend. I don't know. He's kind of in the way a lot of the time, and I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna keep him from... Yeah, like he likes to fly in front of me, and you see that right there? I don't know. He likes to fly in front of me, and when he does that, it blocks my character from moving. And so I don't know how much traveling I'm going to do with the bird around, but we are going to have to sprint to stay out of his way, and so that's exactly what we're going to do. For right now, what I needed to do is we need to go back to base. We were on top of the mountain. There's a mountain that's east of Beta Base. If we can get back to Beta Base, I'm going to start building. I think I wanted to build a smithy so we can get started on wooden tools and weapons. I do have a whole bunch of engram points that we can spend, and so I'm excited about the prospects of making guns and some other fun stuff because we have unlocked that. I think I hit level 30 or 35 or something off camera while I was playing the game or during the stream. I'm not exactly sure when it happened. I don't pay attention very well, as you may have guessed. So anyways, let me take a look at a map real quick. Figure out where we're at. So it looks like I'm going slightly southwards, and so if I'm going southwards, I need to go a little bit more to my right, I guess. So like this way. It's okay, we'll cut across the tops. If Cheeky Beaky, why are you always in the way? Go away, Cheeky Beaky. Nobody wants cuddles right now. He wants cuddles. He's a very fluffy animal with very fluffy needs. And fluffy needs, the first and foremost among those is the need for cuddles. So today's just going to be a walking episode, I think. We're going to go back to base. We're going to build a smithy. Once we have that all taken care of, I'll probably go back to Alpha Base, or the first base that we made. I don't know who I'm going to leave behind on guard duty. I figure I should probably leave somebody back here just in case a big old dinosaur decides to squish our house. I don't think Cheeky Beaky's going to be a very good guard, just because his stats are not so good. We can take a look at those in just a minute. However, I'm a little bit disoriented right now. Hopefully... This is like the never-ending ridge right here. If this ridge line would ever end, I would actually be able to get a view, especially with Cheeky Beaky in the background. God, that's an annoying place for him to fly. I wish that he would follow a little bit further back and stay a little bit higher up in the air. I don't know. He gets up in the way. There's an Ankylosaurus right there. I have no interest in the Ankylosaurus. I don't know if this is going to be our valley over here. Let me take another look real quick. Yeah, this should be our valley right here. And so if I cut a little bit harder in this, do we still have everybody with us? Everybody's still with us. My escort's getting a little bit large. I'm going to start a dino escort service, although I'm afraid the dinosaurs might come back sticky. That would be pretty cool, though. If you could rent a dinosaur, I totally would. I'd be like, so how much does the 2006 Ankylosaurus cost? Okay, do I need to insure that? And they'd be like, yeah, you're under the age of 35, so we're going to need you to insure it. We don't want you to bring back our Ankylosaurus with all kinds of bumps and dents and problems. Just like throw out the Ankylosaurus transmission while you're at it. Just, not a good plan. The dinosaur spawner in this game, so I wanted to talk about that briefly because lately, I gotta wait for my food to come back. Do I have any rotten meat on me right now? If I do, this would be a great time for us to feed our... Yeah, we don't have any rotten meat. Let me check all of my random dinosaurs for it real quick. I don't want to ride you right now. He's like, good, because I don't want you to ride me either. I'm not in the mood. I've got a headache. Bring that back over there. And if I could just get into their inventories and grab a couple of spoiled meats, I think we'd be able to keep him. There we go. And of course, I've got all kinds of stuff on our Gash Nasty because he's been looting the inventories of stuff that I've been killing. I don't know. I disabled it on as many of the dinosaurs as I could, but sometimes they do it anyways. It is what it is. We need to feed this little dude right here. That should... What do we have? 27? Oh, yeah. Give that to him. He'll be fine. It'll give him 50 of his foods every single time we do that. That should be more than enough to get him back up to 1,500, although he will go through it pretty quickly. I need to make some more narcotics as well. I am completely and totally out. In this episode, I had also considered maybe getting a Stegosaur. A Stegosaur might be a good call because people had said that they're really good at getting berries. However, Stegosaurs have this tendency to take a really, really long time to tame, and so if I end up doing it, I'll probably knock him out at the end of an episode, and then I will tame him in between because I don't want to bore you guys with just kind of like the details of me sitting there watching a meter go upwards. So it is what it is. Our base over there. It is. I see the wall behind that tree. I'll probably chop that tree down in just a minute. However, while we're here, guess what? You get to die, Dilophosaur. Enjoy. And that Dilophosaur, so why did the name, I guess it changed to yellow when my stuff kills other things. Looks like they changed the UI around slightly. That'll take some getting used to, but it's not that big of a deal. And in fact, it's nice because it allows me to figure out who killed what without having to, you know, stare at it for a minute. Before, all of the notifications were the exact same color. And so because of that, you couldn't tell who was killing what, and sometimes it was a little bit ambiguous, and you would be like, oh my god, did I just lose a pet? But you actually didn't. And so it was just this constant tightrope walk of emotions as I felt like I had lost my favorite dinosaur. So all of you guys have to go. There are just way too many of all of you over here. And so I'm going to kill a huge portion. Cheeky Beaky, please don't do anything stupid. There are a lot of dinos around right now, and I just don't have the... Cheeky Beaky, I'm going to need you to come in for a landing. Cheeky Beaky, I'm going to need you to come in for a landing. Over. Come on, Beaky. He's like, roger that. Cheeky Beaky coming in. Slowly. Very, very slowly. Let's go with... What did I want to do with you? Oh, yeah. I was going to set you to... He's on neutral. I'm going to put you on not follow. So just, like, do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, levitate 2 inches over the ground. That's cool. Whatever makes you happy. You should not be following me anymore because I disabled your following. Ugh. There. That'll work. And so now that I've got that done, what is he doing? Is he just going to go in for a landing, like, way the hell over there? Well, let's get to the war of killing just about everything in our vicinity. So, we will set you to follow. Then we'll set you to follow. I wish there was an easier way to do this. Like, seriously, I truly and deeply wish there was an easier way to do this. We'll enable you to follow. Let me drag you all off to this way. But yeah, the spawner's a little bit weird. Like, I wouldn't expect to see that many dinosaurs in a field right there. That's just way, way, way too many. Now, obviously, I wasn't around back then, but it causes the game to lag something fierce every single time this happens. Whatever's up with this beach, it just spawns too many dinosaurs all the time, so hanging out over here is a bad plan. Like, you see what's going on with my screen right now? It's nasty. We picked the wrong spot to make a base. I will probably enable your following right there. And let's have a look at our inventory and what it's going to take us in order to get a smithy up and running. Let's see here. So for a smithy, I know I have it in here somewhere. Smithy! Wherefore art thou, smithy? There it is. So for the smithy, we needed 30 wood, we needed 50 stones, which is quite a bit. I could have had those just a minute ago. I've thrown away about 1,000 stones in the last episode just from farming out berries on top of a mountain. Then we needed 5 metal ingots, which I've already got the ingots. They're inside of our little forge up here. So in order to get everything else done, how is my weight looking right now? Pretty bad. What am I weighed down with? Like, obviously, I can get rid of a couple stacks of fiber if that helps out. Not completely and totally sure what I'm weighed down with, but I'll drop some of the excess berries that I have laying around because sometimes they're way too heavy. There we go. That'll get me down a little bit lower, but I'm not seeing anything in my inventory that's telling me that I'm overweight. It's got to be stuff that's down in here then. That's all that I could think of. Is it stuff that's like on this bar? We've got 8 in the bow. We've got like 25. It should only be like... I don't feel like our weight should be this high, but it is. Either way, let's spend some engram points. So I didn't spend these during the stream because I wanted to show them off on YouTube. Instead, what we're going to go for today is I'm probably going to buy guns just because I think people like the Daka. I've heard the guns aren't very good, but... Oh, there's a Stego saddle? Well, I should probably get that too. Yeah, let's take the Stego saddle. So there it is. We can get grenades. Well, I'm going to take bullets. And then I'm going to take the simple pistol, even though I've heard it's not very good, because it's a prerequisite for the stuff that actually is good. There's a metal foundation? Brutal. Okay, well... We can build our house on a foundation of metal if we wanted to. It's mostly just music being up really, really loud, and we headbang as hard as we can while we build. It's kind of like that video everybody was linking for like a week with the heavy metal construction guy. Exact same thing. We got a wooden catwalk. I don't think I want a trike saddle or anything like that. We got wooden pillars. I don't know if you need those. Oh, we got stone walls. Cool. Yeah, I want stone walls. A reservoir might not be a bad idea either, but that only leaves us with 4 EP left. So... thus ends our adventure. Alright, so to gather the things that we need in order to make our forge, I'm going to have to go find some stones. Is this thing harvestable up here? I also don't have any thatch. So first things first, I would suggest... let's leave Big Boss Slasher behind. I'm trying to travel light and quickly, and so we're going to take these guys. Let's sprint off this way. There are so many dinosaurs around. There's like a dinosaur traffic block. My favorite place to go to do all this is actually this forest way off to the side. If you can get over here, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of random rocks and things that you can play around with, and so we should be able to get our inventory full of everything we require in order to start smithing. Now, I don't have a whole lot of metal. All of that is back at our alpha base, so that's a little bit of a downer, but I can deal with it for right now. I'm trying to ride the raptor because they're faster. Riding on my scorpion is nice, but the scorpion has this tendency to run out of stamina, and he goes really, really slow, so when you're out on like a combat mission, he's nice to have around, but if I don't have a combat mission, we're just trying to get around the map as rapidly as possible, probably just go with the raptor for right now because it seems like the best way to utilize my time. Time management is like one of those weird things in life that like you never quite get a hold of. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I always find that I'm out of time or I just grossly misrepresent the amount of time it'll take me to do anything, and it frustrates me. It's like, argh! I feel like I should have already had this done by now, but it's not. It's sitting here staring me in the face being like, nope, not done yet. You said you were going to have me done by 12:30, but I'm not done. You managed your time appropriately, but unfortunately I as a task was much more than you ascertained. I'm going to get back into the forest real fast, and we need to get ourselves some thatch because we are all out of that and our tools are about to break. So there's a little bit right there. This may not be the most entertaining episode. Unfortunately, every now and again, I kind of feel like I'm riding on the slowest of the slow right now. These raptors don't feel like they're going the right speed, but then again, they do stack their weight with me, so maybe that's the problem. Once we get up into the forest right here, oh good, it's almost nighttime, and there's a Spinosaurus off on our right. Who am I being attacked by? Oh, another raptor. Okay, that raptor got wrecked. He had a bad day. Ooh, we got a level up right here? Or is that... Wait, who leveled up? Not you. Okay, so who leveled up here? Somebody leveled up. Nice, 750 HP. I'm trying to work them up to 1,000, and then after that, I think I'm going to increase their weight a little bit. And after I increase their weight a little bit, I think I'm going to focus on increasing their movement speed a tad more. Sorry about that, everybody. My air conditioner came on. It sounded like there was a helicopter taking off in the background. Had to disable that thing, so I didn't have to worry about it any longer. So we were working on, I think, taking a look at this guy's inventory. There's a bunch of stuff that he could drop too and just not have in his inventory to be okay, like that spear. So anyways, I just dropped a spear out of his inventory, so if you see a crate on the ground, don't worry about it. We probably want to protect ourselves because there tend to be a lot of bad things up and inside this forest. Mostly relegated to raptors. Like, that's pretty much all of the bad things. If I was to quantify the bad things that are in this forest, raptors would be pretty high on the list. Let me see if I can get some stones off of this right here, too, because I think that'd be a really, really good thing to get inside of our inventory. Rebuild our torch real fast because it'll break, and once it breaks, I can no longer see in the dark, and since I like illumination, we've got the whole logical process laid out for each and every one of you. I'm also going to break stones while I'm back here because I think it's a wise idea. Our axe is about to break, and this is one of the reasons why we need to upgrade to metal tools. Hopefully they last a lot longer. I wouldn't know. I've never had metal tools in this game before, but we should be able to get it done by the end of this recording session. I hope. Let's get as much thatch in here as we can. There it is. 25, 30 thatch. I'd like to train another raptor or two as well, because they seem to do very, very, very well in combat. But we already have such a large crew with us, and they all try to occupy the same space while they're running around that I'm a little bit worried that they're going to trip over each other. The nasty crew is doing fairly well right now, and so I might have to make another... What are you guys looking at? That Triceratops? Well, do you guys want that Triceratops? Because you can have that Triceratops, look. There you go, enjoy your meal. It's all yours. It tried to run away, but nope. The runaway was fueled by the power of a raptor shoving its head inside your body with claws and teeth. Let's go ahead and hack a few more rocks over here because it said we needed 50 of these. We're going to be super weighed down by the time we get to the end of this, so I may have to hoof it back home with like an overweight inventory. That's one of the reasons why I've been so aggressively pumping points into weight, is because I find that I carry stuff around with me. Unfortunately, I'm always weighed down unless I otherwise just keep putting points into it, so... I don't know, the weight allotment in this game. I don't like weight allotments in video games at all. It's just something that I've always like fundamentally disagreed with, and not like on a realism standpoint, but just from like video games aren't so... You can make them realistic, but a video game is supposed to be fun, and every game that has a weight allotment, like I just wish I could carry my entire inventory. Like for example, like in the Gothic series, you can just carry as much as you want, it doesn't matter. Like that's perfect to me because I don't like constantly looking at my inventory being like, oh no, I have 130 out of 150 units of whatever. Obviously I have to go back to base and waste a bunch of time, or I've got to spend 35 minutes vendoring, walking to a place where I can sell all this stuff. I'm gonna eat some berries real fast because we are hungry as always. It tends to happen. The reason being is if you look down in the bottom left hand corner, it's because we're hungry right now, and so whenever you're hungry you tend to burn through your I'm sorry, when you're cold. Whenever you're cold, you tend to burn through your hunger very, very rapidly. I'm going to aim high real quick because we got a dinosaur on the opposite side of the... What are you guys looking at? Like, they're all staring at something right now. Like, I'm ready for my glamour shot. Come on in. Bring the photographer. This is my good side right here. If you get the other side, I'll quit. We'll go ahead and level you up. Oh, good. That one's at 1,000 health already. So Blast Nasty is ready to start working on other attributes. I would say with Blast Nasty, maybe put a little bit more into weight allotment. Like, maybe take this up to, like, 175, and then after that, we'll work on movement speed so that we can travel quicker. For right now, what do you have going on? Okay, so Cash Nasty's got a little bit. All right, 824 HP. You're not ready to go yet. Let me take a look at my inventory and figure out how much more I got to bring with me before we finish this rudimentary task with an extra emphasis on the rude part. It is constantly insulting my mother. Let's see here. Where did it go? It ran off on me. It ran off on me. The story of my life. It also doesn't help that it just looks like a wooden table like everything else. Like every single one of these things all kind of look the same to me. The ceiling, the foundation. They're all just like squares with little support things on the bottom. There it is. A smithy. So we needed 50 stones and 5 metal ingots. We've got everything we need right there. Let's bring them all down this way. And did we harvest this? I'm going to do it right now very, very quickly, even though I have no desire to have more hides or more meat. Sometimes you just got to take some things along. I don't want to waste the corpse. Makes me feel like a ecologically unfriendly dick. Then again, we were planted on this island where presumably there are no humans, so maybe like wasting stuff, we can go back to that. It'll be like the 70s again. You can like litter wherever you want. Nobody gets mad at it. Like, it makes you cool even. You'd be like, ooh, you're littering in the 70s. You're a cool guy now. I remember when I was a young kid, even in the 80s, people used to litter all the time. I remember like people driving down the street and they just like throw shit out of their window, and like nobody got mad about it. My dad got mad about it because it would blow onto our yard. But anyways, nobody like batted an eye. And then all of a sudden, like overnight, littering was no longer cool anymore. I remember when I was watching Saturday morning cartoons, they brought in all the... I said I blame like it was a bad thing. It's good that we don't litter anymore. I'm being facetious right now. But anyways, people used to litter all the time. Nobody litters anymore. Nobody litters anymore. It's a thing that doesn't happen in the world any longer. How many stones are we at? 46. Bring it off to this side. I say in the world, but I bet littering happens. I bet it happens somewhere nowadays. Let's go ahead and we'll grab this over on this side. There we go, and that should be enough to get the smithy going. It's not enough to get the smithy going. Oh yeah, we have the metal ingots. So am I overweight right now? I'm not overweight, but I'll probably overweight any raptor that I get on top of. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Okay, so we're running it on back to base. They'll stick with us. It'll be alright. We got to get our cardio in anyways. I haven't run in a couple of days. I've been feeling guilty about it. I got like jogger's guilt over the fact that I haven't done it, but I've been going through a lot of personal stuff lately. And so like real life is just kind of in this weird state where it is not so good. And so like YouTube things, exercise things, and all that stuff, it just kind of falls by the wayside as you learn how to cope with like random things that are happening. And it's not that life is like super shitty. It's just like when it rains, it pours. You ever notice how like when bad things happen, I don't know if it's just because you're more perceptive of bad things. So a bad thing happens, and then you're like, okay, that totally sucks. But then it feels like everything bad happens all simultaneously. I don't know. Maybe it's just because since bad things have already happened, it opens your eyes up and you start looking for other bad things to happen because you get all defensive. That must be what it is, but still. Lately, it has just been like one thing after another. One thing after another, and sometimes you just like, I don't know how I'm going to get through today. But I'll tell you how I'm going to get through today by sleeping on the couch while watching Daredevil. I'm on the last episode of the first season of Daredevil right now, and the big problem that I have with a lot of those Netflix original series is that they only have like 10 episodes per season. Like, that's not normal. Like, for TV, usually don't they have like 22 episodes? And I guess it's probably because they're double the length, so a normal TV series is not like an hour long. However, on Netflix, all of theirs are like 45 minutes or 52 minutes or whatever it is. But I finished Daredevil. I'm on the last episode, and I'm waiting to see what happens right there. And I'm also almost done with Turn. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself once those series run out because, I don't know, Netflix is killing it right now. And I like having an actively running TV series in my life so that I have something I could just like put on in the background for noise while I work on other things. God, it gets dark quickly here. It transitioned really, really rapidly. Luckily, that walk wasn't too bad, but now that we have the smithy up and ready to go... I was going to say, what happened over here? Did Big Boss Slasher kill this parasaur? Like, what went down on this side? Huh, that's weird. Alright, Cheeky Beaky, it looks like it's time for your first level up. Cheeky Beaky is very, very fragile. He's also not very good in combat, so I would keep him out of it. He doesn't know how to throw hands, largely because he doesn't have any hands. But until we get his HP up a little bit higher, I wouldn't trust him for much. I think he's only supposed to be used as like a mobile transport. That seems to be what people were alluding to when I was streaming and I captured him. They were like, oh, well, you want to put a saddle on him, then you fly him around. He's not meant to be a combat pet. He's meant to be for travel and like moving large amounts of stuff. So I guess his weight allotment must be pretty good. Yeah, he holds 350, so his weight allotment is pretty solid. We should be able to move around a lot of things with him. I'm going to turn off... You know what, you guys have fun. I don't want him near my base. That Fiomia is not welcome here. That's right, run him out of town, boys. Run him out of town. It's not much of a town. It's more of just like one house. We have to be level 35, I think, to get that purple thing over there, so I'm not going to waste my time with it. Did somebody else level up in here? I thought I saw a level up. Ooh, Gash, you're all ready to go. Gash Nasty, let's get that HP up over 1,000. You're at 1,100. After that, I'm going to start working on melee damage, because as I recall... Or if I remember correctly, oh, there were 79 stones on Gash Nasty. The things that I didn't realize. Okay, so I'm going to bring those over there then. Now that we have 23 metal, let me leave them all outside because they have this weird tendency where if I have them on follow and I go in my house, they all gather in a big circle around the door and I can't escape. And I'm just like, move, you idiots. And they're like, no, we love you. We want to be inside. Let's cuddle forever. I'm like, there will be no cuddles today. Not a single bit of cuddling. I want to get a stegosaur pretty soon, but I don't think I have the narcotics to make it happen. My god, this side of the map is laggy. It's because there's too many dinosaurs. I try to go out of my way to kill them all, and there's like a mounted machine gun that I could have that I could put right here, just be like, dug, 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 if I was the right level. But it just keeps spawning them. I don't know if the spawner is broken right here, but seriously, it just keeps spawning more dinosaurs like right in this spot. I feel like I very, very, very much put my base in the wrong spot here. We've got 5 ingots right there, so we'll go up into the smithy. We've got some charcoal. Can you burn using charcoal? Seems odd that you can't burn a fire using charcoal, but I'm not going to question it too much. I'm going to throw... Let's make the smithy first, then I'll throw the wood in there. So the smithy's going to be up here. Awesome. That's going to get 30 of our wood taken care of, and then the remainder should be enough. I hope, anyways. Where'd it go? There it is. So we'll throw that in there, and then I've got 28 metal. We'll get that lit, so hopefully that'll smelt off a little bit more, and we'll be able to make something nice like metal tools out of all of that, or make a metal pike, like a metal pike. I can say that word, damn it. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm like super just kind of like mrah today, and unfortunately it's affecting my ability to vocalize properly. Alright, so now that we got the smithy done, we're going to take that, and I think we're going to drop it... There we go. So the smithy's going to go, I don't know, probably on this second floor since we don't really seem to have much of a choice. I tried to place things on this lower level, but it's kind of, oh, good, it's not broken anymore. I did it during the stream. If you're wondering why these are in weird spots on the roof, it's because I was trying to get them down onto this lower level, but unfortunately the game wouldn't let me. It looks like they patched it and fixed it. So let's go, I don't know, like maybe up against this wall seems okay. Or like maybe under the stairs seems alright. Yeah, that seems like a good spot for it. It's a little bit turned around, but I think we can make it work. And so while we're in here, we can make firearms. That's going to take us a whole bunch of wood. Actually, that's not that difficult to make. 60 ingots is a lot, but I think once we get metal tools, it'll be pretty easy to get ourselves running. What can we do with melee here? So we've got a metal hatchet. That'll take 8 ingots. That takes 1 metal ingot, so that's pretty easy. And it takes 10 in order to get a pike up and running. All right. I'm happy with where we're at. I'm going to wait for this stuff to smelt for right now. I think this is probably a really good spot for me to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Ark Survival Evolved. I'm going to wait for daybreak and kill off a lot of these dinosaurs that are around so that we don't lag quite so heavily anymore. And I will see you in the next episode once we have our metal and we can make all of our tools. Bye, everybody.